on, everybody? Welcome to Pillow Talk with Paul Goneau. Today, my guest is photographer, artist, and wrestler Rajan.
I feel so awkward getting like those intros and stuff, you know what I mean?
Yeah, always. What do I say now?
Just feel like a guy.
Glad to be here.
Yeah, just...
How you been, dude?
I'm feeling good, man. Like, been really beat up recently. Just like joint pain, like knee pain, shoulder pain, all that's fun stuff that comes with wrestling. You know?
Any like specific injury or just like wear and tear of just doing it so often?
Just wear and tear. Like
yeah.
I try to like, work hard, do all that stuff, go to every practice, but like, fuck man, it like eats away at you. You know what I mean? Cause you're just like bumping like 5 days a week.
Yeah, man,
that's not good for you.
It's gotta be rough.
I'm like very lucky, or like, I don't know if luck's the word, but like before I got into wrestling, I got into like stretching and yoga and stuff. Cause like my gym teacher and my wrestling coach always made fun of me. Like, you're so unflexible. You should be more flexible if you want to like pursue anything athletic.
Yeah, yeah.
Like I couldn't touch my toes. You know what I mean?
Yeah, yeah.
So like that stuff's helped. You know, stretching's definitely big. Yoga's big.
You got more flexible?
I've definitely gotten more flexible. Yeah.
How old are you now, dude?
I'm 20 now.
All right.
You know.
All right.
I'll be 21 in October.
I feel like eventually that stops. Like, I used to be able to like put my fucking like leg behind my head. Like back way when, like when I was in like elementary school, I did gymnastics, dude.
Oh,
because all the chicks did gymnastics. So I was like, I'm fucking doing gymnastics, you know?
Yeah.
And so like I was real flexible back then, but now can't really do that. I could actually put both legs behind my head at the same time. Couldn't suck my own dick. Definitely tried at one point, but that's besides. Yeah, yeah, dude. But now it's like I'm kind of interested in trying yoga, or maybe the DDP yoga or DDPY, because he doesn't like people calling it yoga.
Yeah, I'm not beat up enough to try that.
Yeah,
like, just like it's not yoga per se. It's just like we start off stretching the calves and move like up the body. You know, you do hamstrings, necks, and then quads and like hips. And it's just like 30 seconds each hold. You like put a movie on in front of you, or like recently I like to like just put like 80s wrestling on, where like it's like the 60-minute matches, and just like have like a podcast playing. So it's like
right.
Total stimulus. It's like, what's the word, stimulation?
Yeah, yeah.
You're just like, so you're not focusing on stretching. You're focusing on like the podcast one and like the wrestling match second. You know.
And so how often do you do that? Is that just like something you do like pre-show, like before you're leaving your house? You know, that kind of shit, every day?
It's whenever I'm able. You know what I mean? Like Like, I don't have anything after this, right? So I'm just probably going to go, like, work out. And, like, immediately after the workout, just, like, stretch for an hour. You know what I mean? If it's, like, a show day, I do try to do it before. Like, I drive out to the show, but I'm very bad at time management, as you know, because I showed up 10 minutes late here.
Bro. Like I said, nothing but time, bro.
We go wrestle at, like, a Clips. I showed up, like 20 minutes late there.
That's all good.
Yeah,
well, honestly, dude, half the time I felt like was looking for a fucking place to park.
Oh, yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, that was...
I hate when they run in festivals and stuff, and it's just, like, so hard to find anything. Especially, like, cities and stuff, where, like, there's no parking at the venue.
Yeah.
So I just gotta find, like, a no-frills or something, and, like, dodge security, and just, like, just act like you're a customer there. Like, that's just annoying. Anyways, back to, like, the yoga thing, right? Like, recently I've been getting into, like, just Buddhist philosophy and shit.
Mm-hmm.
How I got into it is, like, this will all circle back eventually, but, like, how I got into it is, like, going down to Florida, training, like, Malachi school, right?
Yeah,
there's this
I definitely want to talk about that.
We will.
All right.
There's, like, this fucking dope art on the wall, right? Like, all these, like, deities and stuff, and, like, it wasn't finished when we were training there, right? Like, Malachi's talking to this guy, Pale Horse. He's gonna finish up all this art soon, and, like, we lived near, like, I don't know if it's like there's like a studio or something. But it was like in a plaza. It was called like Secrets of the Eternal, and I was like to Ahmed, like, that sounds like a cult, dude.
Yeah.
And because it does, right? But I know what it was. But then on Instagram, when I got back, I'm scrolling through like the Dark Arts gym Instagram. I click on their story. It's like they post like a meditation from that guy, the artist Pale Horse, right?
Huh.
I'm like, I was into meditation before, like the YouTube channel. It's called Honest Guys. That's what I liked before, but it was like once a week and stuff. Just whenever I need to like, just relax and like declutter the brain and all that stuff.
Mm-hmm.
But like, okay, let me try this out. It's like 30 minutes guided meditation, and like I felt amazing afterwards. You know what I mean? because like I have a real problem with like overthinking, and just like brain is constantly going with all this stuff. And it does help because you think of like spots and like promo lines and like, oh, this is really like a cool character to thing. Maybe I could do this and this and this. But like at a certain point, it's kind of just like, oh, I just want to relax and not think about like
problem sleeping.
Sometimes.
Yeah.
But like, I'm very much go. So like by the time I do get into bed, it's like out immediately.
Oh,
you know
okay.
What I mean?
See, I'm like the opposite. Like, very busy as well, and then I feel like this is what I was gonna get to is like when I finally lay down, it's just me. Like even when I get home, like now I got the baby, I got the lady, whatever, and I feel like it's like really hard to shut my brain off. Like I'm regularly getting like 4 hours sleep, dude. Like that's fine. That's normal for you?
It's normal, man.
Yeah.
I do try to like just catch up on sleep on the days off and stuff. But like meditation really helps me kind of just like center myself and just stay calm. The world's not ending. You don't think about all this stuff right now. You're in the present. You're right here. You're not in the past. You're not in the future. You're right here. You know what I mean? Because we got wrapped up thinking about like all this stuff happened in the past. This could have been better. This could have been better. Like, dude, you're not there anymore. You're over here. Like, I'm on this couch currently, talking about this on this podcast. So like, I don't have to worry about like what's gonna happen an hour from now. What happened yesterday. You know what I mean? It's just like focus on the right now. That's what meditation helps me with. And so that really helps. Like, I started listening to his podcast, and he's talking about like just all these positive things. You know what I mean? Just like relax. Like, I'm very big, like, or I was very big on, like, whenever I make a mistake, whether it be, like, wrestling or otherwise, let's just use wrestling as an example, it would just eat away at me for, like, a month. You know what I mean? Like, like, this kick, I missed him, you know what I mean? But it's, like, Secrets of the Eternal, that podcast, and, like, their meditation helps me realize, like, you just gotta learn to let that shit go, because it doesn't help you, it doesn't serve you, you know what I mean? Because they're very big on, like, if you just keep all this stuff inside, you know what I mean? It's just eating away at you, and it's not serving you. And then when another bad thing happens, you're like, oh, this bad thing happened, plus all this other shitty stuff that happened, you know what I mean? But, like, no, it's just that one bad thing, right?
Yeah, and it's got to be hard to, like, live in the moment.
Yeah.
Too.
Yeah, you can't, like, devote your energy to that one thing because you're thinking about all this other bad stuff that happens, right? And, like, one quote I love is, like, we are reality generators. We create the reality around us. So it's like if you're just dwelling in like negativity and all that stuff, it's like you're gonna see the negativity in the world, right?
Yeah.
But if you're just more calm, relaxed, collected, and just like you see the more positive stuff, you know, like on the drive here, it's like the breeze is nice today. You know what I mean? Like just little things, right? Yeah, like, got me in a good mood, you know?
Yeah.
I probably sound like a hippie saying all this, you
know?
No,
I can appreciate that shit, and it's for real, man. Sometimes it takes people a lot longer to like learn things like that, and I'm still learning shit. Like I'd love to get into meditation, and I remember when I was like in my teens, I had someone. So I was in foster homes, and there was this guy who worked at my foster home, and he was like into that kind of stuff, and he came to our house one day and he did this thing with us called like alpha breathing, and it was just like essentially like him, like we were laying down and like completely flat, and we were breathing like a certain way. We were doing certain breathing patterns like every couple minutes or whatever, and he'd come around and like touch like pressure points like on your body.
Yeah.
And I feel like that was kind of just on the cusp of what you're talking about. Is probably like the highest I've ever felt like in my life without ever being on anything.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
There's
it was
like energies that you experience. You know what I mean? It's hard to describe. It's very hard to describe.
Yeah, I'm super interested in it though, man.
But like, the meditations I'm into, like, they're very big on like the abstract concept of like the third eye, right? Like I'm so into this now. Like I cut a promo about it recently.
Yeah, okay.
Like the third eyes and all that stuff. But like, just like focusing on the point between the eyebrows. Focusing right there, and you can't focus on it anywhere else, and it keeps you like present in the moment. You know what I mean? For like the meditation, then you focus on your breathing, and then just like you feel this like energy in your body. You know what I mean? It's like refreshing, right? And like same with the breathing techniques, you use them in like the shower. Like recently, I've been doing like it's not cold showers per se, but it's like supposed to take a normal 7-minute shower. The last 3 minutes, cold.
Yeah.
And you just gotta focus on your breathing, focus on the present, and to circle back to like the yoga thing, it does help with recovery. You know, and I do feel better after doing them. You know what I mean? Like, oh, my legs feel better, my back feels better after doing that. You know.
I feel like I die, bro. Like I get like, I don't know. You obviously have more muscle on you, but like, what are the benefits of doing something like that? Like the cold baths or showers or.
Well, it's first of all, it helps you breathe. You know what I mean? Focus on your breathing.
Yeah.
And if you can't stay present there, like I don't know what's up. Like you're like you can't think about anything else. You know what I mean? But for me, it's always just like I struggle with like. What's the word? Like shyness? Like, even when I was a kid, you know what I mean? It's like getting out of that comfort zone. And it's like, alright, 7 minutes is up in the shower, you turn it cold, you're standing at the side, and it's like, I gotta do that. It's gonna be uncomfortable. It's gonna be 3 minutes of just suckiness.
So is it more, like, obviously you said, like, it helped, like, your muscles feel better and stuff like that. But is it, like, would you say it's more of, like, a mental thing where you're just, like, you want to be put in situations and be able to, you know, mind over matter kind of thing. You want to, you know, kind of ignore what's going on and your mind control everything, and you're just, like, kind of putting yourself in a situation where you're forced to?
It's kind of just, like, I know I'm going to feel better after this because I accomplished something.
Yeah.
And it's, while you're doing it, it gets easier every time you do it, you know? Like, it's like the water feels less cold, even though it's the same temperature. Like, I'm not crazy. I'm not like Wim Hof who like goes in the like Antarctic and like, for like minutes and stuff. You know, I'm never gonna buy like an ice bath. And just,
you ever done like a polar bear dip, like that shit that people do on like New Year's?
No.
You seen it where they like jump in like frozen lakes and shit?
Never.
Bro, I would die for sure.
Never. At least the shower thing, like I have like music playing in the background.
Yeah. It's a little more relaxing.
Yeah, like I don't dive super deep into like the whole like all the benefits of them because like. They're kind of associated now with like this weird side of the internet. Where it's like all this, like Sigma stuff, like Andrew Tate, all that like lame, lame shit. You know what I mean?
Okay.
It's like okay, I don't care about this because like that's how people dive in rabbit holes. You know what I mean? I don't care about any of that. I just know personally I feel better after them. My breathing's better. Mentally, I feel great. And my muscles feel better.
All right.
So like, what's the harm in doing them? You know?
Yeah.
It's hell. It's sucky, but it feels good. It's a good sucky.
So you
don't
like
quote that. Don't.
You train at Battle Arts. I won't quote it. Don't worry, dude. Anywhere else, or is that where you're doing everything? Do you do like lifting too? Because they don't have like a lot of that kind of stuff there. Like,
I kind of just train at Battle Arts. Yeah. It's,
okay.
There's a gym there, so like I got so much stuff, man. I just like after work, there's like no time to do anything else. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And it's just like drive straight to Battle Arts, get a coffee from the Tim Hortons across the street. Let's go get a workout in. Let's stretch if we have time. And then it's like practice. Recently, I've been like doing like Muay Thai, and like that's fun. You know what I mean? But I do miss like an hour of practice on like Mondays, which is it's a sacrifice you kind of have to take. You know what I mean? Because I do.
But you were, man. Even like I was only there for a few months, but you were the one guy who was like just always there. You know?
It's not hard. It's not hard. Like.
And Muay Thai is kind of a good thing to add to your arsenal, you know, for down the road. Like, it'll help you in the ring as well, I think.
I was a fan of, like, the wrestlers who were, like, strikers and stuff, right? And I do throw, like, a couple, like kicks and strikes. And I just want to throw them properly. And not be, like, one of these guys who, like, throws strikes, but, like, not really throws them properly, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
I want to look like I actually know how to strike.
Yeah,
also,
definitely.
Muay Thai's fun. It's a good workout.
Yeah. That's, like, the kind of stuff that I was, like, into. Like, I've... obviously a skinnier dude, and it was never just like I understand like going I'm gonna get bigger and shit, but it was like just boring to me. I even in high school I took a weightlifting class, bro, because I was like, like I want to get fit, and it was just like so boring to me. Like I wasn't interested. I was like, oh, these guys are fucking playing volleyball down there. Like I want to go play volleyball, you know? And I don't know, man. But Muay Thai was always something that I found fun as well.
Yeah. I'm the type of person where I have like zero motivation to do anything. So like
I don't think that at all.
No, wait. I'm explaining.
Okay.
I have to like I know Muay Thai's fun, right? But I have to like drag myself to those classes. I have to like drag myself through a workout because I hate working out. I only do it for wrestling.
Yeah.
But like wrestling is just like I like wrestling. Let me go to practice. You know what I mean? Daniel Bryan wrote about it in his like book, or Bryan Danielson, and it's like I kind of agree with him so much. He wrote like he has like no motivation to do anything, like he's like just not driven at all, but he likes wrestling so much that like that's what kind of like got him that far. I just like going to practice. I like getting better at wrestling. I like watching wrestling. I like studying it. I like going to indie shows on the weekend. Like that's just fun to me. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
I just like wrestling. I could never do anything else athletically. You know, like I was always bad at like every sport we did in gym class. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Very unathletic. Part of that has to do with like the unflexibility. You know, just not limber at all. Which I do find like after like doing like yoga for like a year, like I got like way more athletic.
Yeah, yeah.
Like, I could like move better than I ever thought possible. But yeah, man, I just like wrestling. That's why I get to like every practice.
So like, just over 2 years, around 2 years that you've been doing wrestling.
So, I was at Battle Arts when I was like a teenager, right? And like I did drop in for like a handful of pro wrestling classes, but I wasn't consistent with it.
Yeah.
Mostly because like you're a teenager and you don't know like what hard work really is, or like you don't really know what you want to be or you want to do. You kind of just like lost in that time. You know what I mean?
Yeah, just so, trying things. I don't even think that's lost, man. Like that's just a part of growing up.
Yeah.
You know?
Like I liked wrestling, you know what I mean? Like I really liked wrestling. But like it's kind of hard for me to get out to practice and stuff because like I don't have a car, I don't have a license, you know what I mean?
It's expensive too, dude.
Yeah.
It's very expensive.
$280 a month at Battle Arts.
Well, yeah, dude. And you want to look the part. Like I remember we were driving to the PWE show and you were just like fucking talking. I don't even remember who you're talking about. Even if I did, I wouldn't say their name. But you were like, yeah, so I was wrestling this guy and he had Under Armour shorts on. Huge red flag.
Yeah, dude, wear gear, man.
Yeah, like
oh man, it's just I'm very big on like presentation, you know what I mean?
Yeah. So since you started, because I've had quite a few wrestlers on here, but I'm still like I'm unsure like how much in your time that you've been doing it, like seriously, not those drop-in classes, since you've been doing it seriously, how much have you do you think you've spent?
It's been 2 years.
Yeah.
Training at Battle Arts. Just spent like money wise. What are you talking about?
Yeah, well, I'm just trying to like, cause it's.
I don't know if I want to know that answer, man.
Oh man, cause there's a lot. There's like you got your gym, you got your gear, your food, your supplements, your gas to shows, like ballpark.
I really do not want to know the answer to this.
I know it's gross. You know what I learned recently, dude? And this isn't even a hobby. Like you're spending money on something that is like you're investing essentially is what you're doing.
Yeah.
Dude, I just found out how much I spend on Ubers in September, dude. Oh my god. Dude. I'm getting a vehicle. Actually, I think by the time this comes out I'm going to have a vehicle. But nice. Yeah, so it's going to change, but fuck, dude. Just like way too much money. I'm not even comfortable saying the number on here because I know my lady's gonna watch it, and then she's this is already gonna get me in trouble. I've said too much, but any idea?
Well, let's take this. Let's take this number into consideration. Like Battlers is about like $280 a month.
Mm-hmm.
I've been here for 2 years.
Just that.
It's 24 months. Just that alone.
Just that is so much, yeah.
And that's not including like the pair of tights. And like I have like 3 pair of tights. They're probably like $300 each. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
I don't want to think about gas. I don't want to think about any of the other stuff. My head's already hurting talking about these numbers, man.
You travel to some places though.
You do it because you love it. You know what I mean? And like the money is like, it's not even a factor. You know what I mean?
No, I know.
Yeah.
That's why I've never really asked it before.
Yeah.
Like, and I've never really considered how much I've spent on like putting shows together or whatever, But I was just curious if you knew.
No clue. I don't not.
What's the like furthest you traveled for a show? Like Quebec?
Yeah, probably Quebec. Like
all right,
like Montreal-ish.
Where was that?
It's like 6 hours.
Where was that event where you attacked AJ Styles?
That was in Toronto. Actually.
That was in Toronto.
Yeah,
Okay.
Easy drive. That was what a day that was because So we're just backstage doing the physicals, doing like all that extra stuff, right?
Mm-hmm.
And like, I don't think I was gonna do anything. And I was like, I saw this report online because my friend sent it to me because he knew it was an extra that day. And he's like, a number of extras have been like placed in position to do a spot tonight where like they're in riot gear and Dexter Loomis is involved. I'm like, oh, I don't know about this. So like, the people online knew about it before I knew about it.
Wow.
And then we're all just like standing, out ringside, and then is like just looking around like, oh, you come here. I'm like, man. you're gonna do this thing. And Triple H was like the producer on it, and like that was weird meeting him.
Yeah.
He has a presence to him, you know.
Yeah.
He has an aura to him. It's all just a blur, man. Like it's just backstage watching YouTube videos on how to tie my hair back. So I had no idea how to because they wanted me to tie it back. Gonzalez helped me out. Like gave me like a band, like some hairspray to keep it back there.
Mm-hmm.
Just like sitting there watching the show, waiting for like, oh, my thing's at 9:30. My thing's at 9:30. It's 9:30.
Yeah.
Let's go out there. And it was just a blur from there. It's like going out there. They had me sit out there, watching like 5 minutes of the match, looking around, and like 20,000 people. It was, don't fuck this up.
Yeah.
And then he's like, go, go, go. just hug him.
That's
I
awesome.
think get pulled away.
It's wild that it was just like something that just happened. Are you an AJ Styles fan, by the way?
Yes.
Yeah, that's
Huge
gotta be
AJ Styles
amazing,
fan.
right?
I discovered him through like the video game. I forgot the store. It was like some video game place. I was there to get the one of the WWE games. Like I saw one of the Impact game, the TNA game on sale.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, this looks cool. And, like Sting's on it. You know?
Yeah.
I got that, and that's how I discovered Impact. And then, oh, this is cool. Let me check more online. And you found like AJ Styles online, Samoa Joe, Austin Aries, like all these guys, right? And like that's how you discover like there's more than just WWE out there. And
Mm-hmm.
and then in high school you discover like New Japan and like Ring of Honor. And then my 12th grade, when I was in 12th grade, I got the network. And I just like dove headfirst into wrestling history. I'm like, oh my god! Like, first of all, you start off with like all the WrestleManias in order. You have to if you have the network, right?
Yeah, okay.
Then you go through all the Starrcades and you do like some ECW pay-per-views, and like then you watch all the ECW pay-per-views, and then you find guys you like, oh, like Jake Roberts is actually so cool because I always I always knew he was good like from like a promo standpoint, right? And then like you watch his matches and like this is so different. He moves so different, and then. Oh man, I can gush about wrestling all day and like wrestling history and stuff.
Yeah,
but, like,
yeah.
I love. It's so nice to be like a wrestling fan during this time, because like everything's available online.
Yeah, man.
Everything. You don't have to like tape trade or any of that stuff. It's just like I want to watch this match.
It's pretty great.
It's up there.
Yeah, and then like when I was younger, like early teen, because I've been watching wrestling since I was like single digits, man, like very very young, and like when I got super into it, all the shit that I had to watch was like my uncle Danny. He fucking like recorded them on like VHS and had them like super organized. Like he watched all. There wasn't as many pay-per-views back then, but he watched all of that shit. He recorded every one and just had like just a fucking like library, fucking book, fucking shelf of just VHS that he recorded of wrestling. So I went through a lot of that shit. And that, surprisingly, I've never had the WWE Network. I feel like if I got it, though, like, I'd dive into, like, some documentaries, bro. Like,
yeah, man.
That's the kind of stuff that's...
I love that content.
Yeah.
The documentary I love is, like, it's called Holy Grail. It's about, like, Bret Hart and Tom McGee. I don't know if you know this story.
I don't know.
But, so pretty much... Tom McGee was like this like jacked athletic guy, right? And I forgot the year, but like they wanted to position him as like the new Hogan, right? But they wanted to see if he's like actually good in the ring. So like they put him with Bret Hart, who was like not the guy yet, you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
But like they're like, oh my god, he had this amazing match with Bret Hart. He's the guy. And then he had like a match with like Ted DiBiase, and Ted DiBiase's great too. And it was a good match. Like, oh my god, he's the guy. But then like he's not put with those guys anymore. And they're like, okay, this guy's kind of just whatever, right?
Mm-hmm.
But for like years, they never released like the Bret Hart Tom McGee match. It was super hard to like. It's like the holy grail for like tape traders, right?
Okay.
And this is all just, I'm quoting the documentary because like obviously I wasn't a tape trader, you know, it's before my time. But like,
Yeah.
eventually WWE finally releases this match, like the documentary attached to it, because like I think it was Brett owns all of his matches, and like his secretary was like organizing them. She's like, oh my god, this is this. Here it is. Here's the match.
Eh?
And you watch the match, and it's good. He makes him look great, right? But like more important thing is like you hear like how he planned the match, and as like a wrestler, that's like one of the best educational tools you can use. You know what I mean? Because like Brett made this guy look so good that people thought he was gonna be the next Hulk Hogan.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean?
Yeah,
like,
but most people don't know his name.
Tom McGee, yeah.
Yeah.
Like he made the people like working there think he was gonna be the next Hulk Hogan. You know what I mean? Like that's Brett's the best wrestler in my opinion there ever was.
Okay.
All of his stuff holds up. All of his stuff is believable. Promos were whatever, but like he's a wrestler first. You know what I mean? Like he's the best wrestler, and like when you're like that as good as Bret Hart, it's fine to be like a little bit like fun promos. You know what I mean? But even still, like his work in 1997, like doing the whole like he's Canadian, he's better than you.
Yeah, he got
like,
a catchphrase.
Babyface
like...
in Canada, heel everywhere else. Like that was some of Bret's like best character work. It was really good. And then Goldberg happened. We don't talk about Goldberg.
Brutal, man. Brutal. I liked Goldberg's like original run in WCW actually, but like pretty much anything that was in WWE, I was just I don't know, man. And then he just at some point you just gotta hang her up, man. You know what I mean? Like I felt super uncomfortable watching that Ric Flair match. Did you see that?
I have not watched it because I do not want to watch it.
Oh yeah.
It's in my brain, Rick retired at WrestleMania 24.
Yeah. Shawn Michaels. And that was a good way to go.
You ignore the TNA run. Well, he needed the money or something, right? Like you ignore the TNA run, ignore the last match. Rick retired there. You know what I mean? Shawn Michaels retired at WrestleMania 26. And nothing else happened after that.
Yeah, sometimes you gotta just go, man. And, like, I imagine he is fucking hurting for money. He seems, I don't know, he doesn't, every time I see him, he's just, and I know he's old, dude. Like, what is he, like, in his 70s? Okay. Like, I get it, but he's just still living like he's, like, fucking 25-year-old nature boy, you know? And it's like, bro, you see him do, like, the woo wings, every fucking, I don't know, dude.
I don't know.
The match was not good, though. I'll tell you that. And it's not something you absolutely need to watch. Like, I'm a guy who really loved Ric Flair.
Yeah.
And I really do wish that it never happened. And they try to make it like, I mean, it's wrestling. They try to make it like it was story. But like at one point, dude, he like passes out. Like
really?
During the match. Like he's fucking out, dude. And then you see him say something, I think he was Jay Lethal was on his team or something. He had it was a tag match, right? It wasn't a one-on-one.
Yeah. And,
like, right at the end, like, music's playing, and they won, and, like, he literally says to his partner, like, I passed out there. Like, you could see him, like, I don't know. I've learned to, like...
And he finished the match.
Read,
so old school.
Read lips a lot better because of wrestling, I think.
Those old school wrestlers, man, they go hard. No matter what, they're going to finish the match, even if, like, their eyes are hanging out or, like, limbs are broken. There's this one match, Toshiaki Kawada versus Mitsuharu Misawa. It's either 94-95, but like earlier on, Kawada just like breaks his entire forearm, giving Misawa a close line to the back of the head. And like you can hear like a snap, and you can see him going like, that's broken. And then he wrestles like 20 more minutes after that. Like that's insane to me.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
That was me, just like, alright bro, schoolboy, man, let's go.
I had to do the X one time. I've been doing reffing for, like, I don't know, a year and a half now. And, like, only once, bro. And it was, like, super bad. And I wasn't even, like, I was finished, dude. It was the last match. And I was, like, sitting with fucking Nick, eating, like, popcorn or some shit.
Yeah.
And, like, these two guys, like, it's like a double, I don't know, dive over the ropes.
Yeah.
And one dude, he's coming around. He's at the far side, so I can't see him once he gets, like, below the apron. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And he's head first, dude. Like, completely, just like, my fist is his head. And he's going down, and he just passes the apron, but his body's not turning. Dude landed directly on his head. I, like, ran. And this was kind of my first thing. that I've ever dealt with that was like super serious. So I was like, as soon as I seen him drop, I just ran to the back, put my ref shirt on, like I had my jeans and shit on, and like ran out there, and he's just laying in a fucking pool of blood, bro. And the match is over, and I'm like, fuck, do the shit. Fucking ambulance came. Turns out, so Brandon. Doty fuck, I can't pronounce his last name. It's horrible. I've had him on here too.
National treasure, that man.
Yeah, he was dealing with, so it was a double dive, and the other guy hurt himself too. But I was focused on the one guy, and so he was dealing with that, and did the X, fucking ambulance, all that shit. It was kind of a bad scene too, because the dude who like busted his head open, like his son was there.
Okay.
And his son was just like crying, and then like shortly after that, dude like announces like his last match and stuff like that. And then when I saw him after, he was like, "Dude, you don't need to run back and get your shirt next time." Like, but I was like so unsure of what to do.
Yeah, it's like your first time being like thrown into a situation like that. You know? What I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah, man.
And it ever been in like serious situations like that where like someone was injured in a match you were in, or? Have you ever hurt yourself badly in a match?
Me?
Busted open or anything?
No, not yet.
Not yet. Yeah.
I'm sure it's gonna happen, but like, knock on like wood. It's not even wood.
This is real. This is real
wood. Yeah. Nothing's happened so far. Hopefully, nothing will happen soon.
Yeah.
I don't do any like crazy stuff, but like, you can just get hurt on anything, really. You know what I mean? Like even body slam's like super dangerous when you think about it. You know what I mean? We're just like so used to it.
Yeah.
But like nothing's happened crazy. Like I remember like my third match ever, like Haroon from KPK, like on like a tag, he tagged Ahmed in and he jammed his finger on the mat.
Oh yeah.
And when he came back in, I gave him like a Kimura at his arm, gave him like a suplex, and he's like, my finger's broken. I looked down and it's like mangled. I'm like,
Jesus.
Was that me? He's like, no. Okay, it's not my
fault. Right. Damn, man.
That's all. Thankfully, nothing serious,
Yeah, I freaking fractured my back when I was like in my teens and shit. Yeah, dude. So like, even if I wanted to do like the wrestling, like I don't know about Boris's size. I probably weigh a little more than Boris because I got like a gut. But even if I wanted to, it was just like I don't think I can. I like taking bumps. I enjoy taking bumps. Anytime they're like, "We need a ref to take a bump," I'm like. Well, I'll do it.
Yeah, because you don't bump that much, you know what I mean?
Yeah, the last time, though, I was telling you, Nick he laid me out. Well, Nick's done it a couple times. Yeah, powerful dude.
Wrestling hurts, huh?
The ropes, just running the ropes hurts, bro. Running the ropes.
You just get callous to it,
I feel bad for Mikey.
Mikey?
Oh, that's like his neck. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, that's where it's at.
That's like one of the benefits of working out, I guess. It's kind of just like armor around your body to protect yourself from like all these horrible things you put it through. But we do it because we love it,
Where did your character come from? Is it just classic like self-amped up?
Yes and no.
Were you a painter? Like, did you paint stuff before wrestling?
So how I'll get into this is we'll start in high school. Like. I liked art. Like I would draw or attempt to draw like highly detailed stuff, but like to me that stuff wasn't really like fun in a way. It kind of just felt like work. And like I was into like the more abstract concepts.
Mm-hmm.
Never really like paint. Always more. I was just big on like pencil sketches and like Sharpies and stuff. Just like put headphones on, listen to like a whole album, and just like mindlessly draw something. And by the end of the album, see what you created. You know what I mean? And the artist character, like Nick was big on characters and stuff. Like
yeah, definitely.
So like everyone had to have a character. Else you wouldn't be on the show. So it's just like okay, so like I wanted to do this whole angsty, alternative, grungy thing, but I want to add like the artist layer to it. And for a while I didn't know how to until like I watched this documentary on Jackson Pollock. And because I never understood the appeal of like his style of like work, right?
Mm-hmm.
But like watching that, you understand like okay, you're not looking at it as if it's a picture of something. You're looking at it for what it is. That's paint on a canvas. So your eye starts at one point and it follows like streams of paint, and you see a human being was here. This is like all movement. You know what I mean? It's action painting. So I'm like, okay, that's kind of cool. And no one's ever really like there have been artists before in wrestling. You know what I mean? But like no one really like brought out the canvas with them. And it's like abstract. So like that next day, it was also the next day was like happened to be. Remember when like Rogers had like that outage and stuff?
Yeah,
And nobody had like Wi-Fi. Yeah, so I had like nothing to do. I'm like, all right, let's try this style of painting out. And I had so much fun doing it because like I don't know what this is gonna be until it's done. So I'm just gonna like get in my garage, listen to. The album was Slipknot's "We Are Not Your Kind," and just going at it, right? I'm like, this is so fun. I like the way this looks. You know what I mean? I am fully aware. Some people, majority of people, are not gonna like the way this looks, but I like it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Well, there's so much of that, bro. I just was reading a story about this artist who handed in like 2 blank canvases to a fucking gallery and said like he called the piece something that was very fitting, like something like highway robbery or some shit like that.
Yeah,
you know?
I've heard this.
Because I was like, this is
for the display. They paid him beforehand before he made the art, right?
Yeah.
So like he had those 2 in highway robbery. I fucking love that. I think that's so creative, so smart. Cause
I don't know if that was the actual name, but it was something along those lines where he was taking a shot at like the place. You know what I mean?
Yeah. I love that,
God
man.
damn,
man. Like how many like you can see like so many like highly detailed like I'm not knocking that at all. Okay.
Yeah.
That style is awesome. I can never do it. You know, like the highly detailed self portraits and like pictures of things or people. That stuff's great. One of my favorite artists. We'll get into it later.
Yeah.
Does that, but. There's something to be said about these like abstract, weird, artsy ideas. You know what I mean? That can only exist there. Like you can like that situation, like that highway robbery. Like it would never work anywhere else. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like you do your job, and like your boss hands you like an empty like envelope with like highway robbery written on it. Like, oh, I guess I don't get paid. Like, what the hell is this? You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Like that's scummy, but like that's like fun artsy stuff. You know what I mean?
Okay.
And it is scummy to like the people who own the display thing, right?
Yeah.
But I think it's so smart. Like we're talking about it, like it makes you feel something. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Okay. What about?
Okay, yeah.
Okay, you can finish though.
Back to the character thing.
Okay.
So like, I'm like, oh, this is cool. I'm gonna bring these paintings out, and like, to me, the best wrestling characters are the ones that are like easy to understand if you've never seen a promo. But like when you dive into them, they're super complex and profound. Example A is like Bray Wyatt.
Undertaker is a good one.
Yeah,
too, I feel
like Bray Wyatt, he comes out. Okay, if you don't know who this guy is, Southern speaking cult leader. It's very easy to understand. When you dive into it, there's like all these like nuances and complexities, like Sister Abigail, and you dive into like later on in his career, where he had like all these like different characters and stuff, and they all represent like Huskiest the Pig, Abby the Witch, all these different things. Which made like an interesting character, like if you're just like watching everything, right? But like especially on indie shows, like I'm fully aware that like when I go to indie show, like the majority of the crowd here has probably like never seen one of my promos.
Yeah.
As much as I want them to.
Mm-hmm.
So like for me, it's like if I come out hugging this thing and then treating it like it's like the fucking best piece of art there ever was, right? Majority are gonna think like that's just scribbles and bullshit on a canvas, you know what I mean? It's like, you don't fucking know, your art sucks.
Yeah.
And like the second show I did is like the OTT pre-show, like, with that gimmick. I got the like your art sucks channels, like it was like, all that stuff, right? I'm like, huh, it's that easy. You know what I mean?
Wow.
And then you use promos to like. For me, promos are a way to express things that I feel in my real life, but through the lens of the Rajan Husher character.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I'm going to use... I filmed one when I got back from Florida, like, right when I got back. I was, like, gluing cards to a canvas and stuff, but I talked about how suffering and art are intertwined. Like, you kind of have to suffer to create, like, these works of art that you think are good, you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Like, one of my favorite bands is Nirvana. Kurt Cobain famously, like, he fucking suffered, you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
But, like, you have to wonder, like, is that what it took to create, like, the songs that made them famous. You know what I mean? And like I thought of that promo from like we were in Florida and like Daniel and like KPK they all went to the beach and I was kind of like nah guys I'll stay home with the Airbnb. My social battery's kind of like drained. You know what I mean? So I'm more of an introvert. I kind of need to like I need my alone time. You know what I mean?
Yeah, definitely.
So I was just like sitting at home just like blasting music because nobody was there. And like we were staying at this like weird isolated place in Zephyr Hills. Like there was like no houses around us. It's like just max volume. I'm like, well, let me write some promos. Let me draw some art. I'm like, oh fuck, this is kind of cool. Like I was kind of like tired and sad, but like I chose to stay home and not like go out with my friends and like go to the beach and like have a fun day. Just to like make this like write this like artsy promo. Like I glued cards on the fucking canvas and I'm like, maybe like that stuff's like intertwined and stuff. Just like these concepts I'm fascinated by, you know what I mean? Like the third eye promo I was talking about earlier. I say something where it's like, does one create art to become enlightened or were they always there to begin with and the creative output is just like a byproduct of it, you know what I mean? Because people that like do anything in like a creative field, they're fucking weird. Like even wrestlers, you know what I mean? Fucking weird people. So it's like, were they interested by that and like getting into that world made them like weirder and like find themselves more or like were they always like that? I don't know, it makes you think. It's hard for me to express this, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Do you understand what I'm saying?
I do understand.
Yeah.
Yeah, totally. It's like a chicken before the egg kind of scenario, I guess. You know?
Yeah.
And I don't know if I have an answer, but I don't even know if there is an answer. It's probably different for other people, but there's definitely some sort of like I don't know. I don't want to say artists are broken, but like there's always something. There's always something, dude. And like most comedians I know, like they found comedy through like some sort of shitty traumatic experience. There's like maybe like 2 that are like, oh no, I just wanted to do it one day and like everyone supported me and here I am, you know? But yeah, dude, I definitely agree. And I love your character and I fucking think
Thank
you
you.
have a really good like your promos are super unique and stand out from a lot of like just indie wrestling promos aren't the best, dude. Sometimes they're really hard to watch and like I try. I like them. I support my dudes that do shit, but like you truly have like some of the best promo work. And also while I'm kissing your ass, great seller too. Like this is something that I thought from like say whatever, bro.
Right,
like,
okay.
as just a fan, when I first started training at Battle Arts, I was like, dang, like everything looked like it hurt, you know, as opposed from like Boris had to work on it a lot more, you know. I think everyone starts, and that's not a shot at Boris at all. I think everyone starts at like a different, you know, point. And some people are more naturally gifted in certain areas, and so they're just a little bit ahead. I get it in comedy too, dude, where like I've been doing it for like 5 years, and then, you know, every once in a while there's just this rogue dude who's just been doing it for like a year and is just fucking slaying, you know? And it's like, so you just gotta stay in your lane, but you do sell things really well. Is there anything that you're like kind of working on to kind of add, like any moves that you're trying to perfect right now?
What I do is just basics in the ring, really. Like I have like a handful of moves I like doing, and I stick to those ones. But
what is your finisher?
My finisher is the Rings of Saturn.
Yeah.
Call it Minerva after the Deftones song.
I love that song. Yeah.
Yeah. Just I was a fan of like people could throw like a good punch. You know what I mean? So I'm working on punches and stuff. Like I said, Muay Thai. Let's see what I can like implement from there into wrestling and not kill people with it.
So
yeah, like back to promos. Like I do like to make them. I do like to put more effort into them because, like you said, sometimes you don't see effort thrown into promo. Like there's exceptions, you know. Like Von Vertigo fucking put so much effort into his promos. Like they're awesome. You know what I mean? But like for me, it is like this is the part of like me that like is the character. I do touch on it in a promo. It's like every so often I do get this need to like make something artsy. You know, and like it started from like COVID, where like I was just bored in my room and I like made like this short film. And I'm never gonna show anybody because it's awful.
Yeah.
But it was in black and white, and it's like I love this. It's like it took 2 days to make, right? I thought it was so good. I thought it was so good, man.
Yeah.
I watched it back recently. So bad. So
Yeah?
bad. Yeah, so
Bro,
bad.
I want to see it.
Just sharp
How long
cuts
is it?
everywhere. It's like 10 minutes.
Nah.
Yeah. It's never gonna see the light
Release
of
it, bro.
It's never gonna see the light of day.
Oh, do something with it.
No, man. It's never.
But that was your inspiration.
That's what it took
for.
I was talking to like Mikey one night after practice, and he's like big on like the character and stuff. Like he was on the ball with that stuff before like I was even on there.
Mm.
And he's talking about character and stuff. And I just got motivated. Like, what if I take my style of like black and white short film that I made one time and it was bad, and I put it in wrestling and it could be good maybe.
Has Mikey seen it?
The short film? No,
Yeah.
I've never shown it. I've shown like my family
Okay.
and like 2 of my close friends.
All right.
And that's it.
Okay.
You know? As much as you want to see it, dude.
maybe
maybe one day. Maybe one day.
Yeah, dude. It'll be your like generation's holy grail, bro. That's what it's gonna be.
The short film when I was born.
Yeah, keep it locked up, bro.
Yeah. I'm also like big on like taking stuff from like outside of wrestling and putting it into wrestling.
Okay.
And like some shots I steal like one for movies, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
I cut a promo where like I use a projector a lot. And I borrowed that from you ever watch Bo Burnham's special Inside?
Yeah.
I thought that was the best thing, the most ambitious, and it's a stand-up comedy special technically, you know?
Yeah.
But it's so much more than that, you know? I don't know how you feel about it as a
I
comedian.
loved it. I thought it was
good,
great.
good.
And
Yeah,
it was
I thought
such a good time. And then he did like there was like another thing he did where it was like all the stuff that didn't make the special.
outtakes,
Did you see that?
Yeah.
Fuck yeah,
Trying
he's
to
great,
make
man.
Microwave popcorn. The songs are so catchy. But I thought it was like, dude, this is like nobody else is doing this. I think he's so brilliant, Bo. He hasn't released anything recently. I'm kind of bummed out about it. But, like if he's working on something, like take your time, dude. Some promos just me alone in my basement for like 8 hours listening to music, thinking of like how am I gonna get this shot? This is a projector. A projector is such a pain in the ass.
Did you get the one from Battle Arts?
No.
I know that guy was like trying to get rid of like some
he was?
sort of fucking. I don't know. I don't fucking.
I think Dave was trying to get like some like movie thing.
Oh,
Yeah,
maybe it was
yeah.
a movie projector. Okay.
I should have took it, man. I didn't know I needed it at the time. I got one from like Amazon. It was like on sale for like $40. I should have just dished out the money for like the $100 ones, man. Like,
Why it's not good?
it requires like absolute darkness for you to see something. You know what I mean? And like, it's hard. It doesn't like, you can't change like the size of like the screen from the remote, which is a pain because I have like I have a set I make for some promos where it's like my painting's hanging and like it's like these pictures from like a children's book, like What is Art? I just rip those pages out and tape them together. And, like that's the backdrop. Paintings hanging there. Broken paintings on the floor. Cardboard on the floor. It takes like 30 minutes to set up. But like I have like a very small space to work with, so I have to like use lighting very carefully because on the other side there's like washing machines, like just like garbage from my basement. So like I have to keep it in there, and like the projector, I'd like position it in a way where it's like not like I'm not in front of it, so it's like blocking out that, and it's a pain. It's a pain, but like it's worth it for some things. Like I'm very proud of one shot where it's like a deck of cards and like there's like wrestling playing in the background. I'm very proud of that.
Yeah.
Like I'm very proud of some of these promos, but they're a pain in the ass to make and edit. But like you said, like if you appreciate that people like them, then like sick.
If you got like, let's say, a better projector, do you think you would make the exact same video? You know, like maybe buying that $40 one added some sort of like, you know,
it forced me to
value.
Be like
making.
a lot more creative. Like
right.
The limitations on you do force you to be a lot more creative. Like I do wonder though, because like it is a goal of mine, not anytime soon, because I want to do this wrestling thing to the best of my ability, but I do want to make like a 1 hour just horror movie.
Yeah.
You know? Yeah. Just like cast like local actors and shit, and just let's do some weird shit in this movie. You know what I mean?
Yeah. That's
like,
your shit. You like horror movies?
I do like horror movies. Yeah.
Yeah.
I got like the Halloween thing on right now. It's probably my favorite franchise.
Yeah.
Let's not talk about the new movies though.
Okay. Well, did you like the Rob Zombie ones?
I respected what they were going for.
Mm-hmm.
But okay, the second one's better than the first one. I'll say that.
Okay.
The first one's kind of just like a retelling of the original story. Like, why would I watch this? I'd rather just watch the better original one. Second one's like a little bit more artsy and stuff. I like that. But I do like what's the 2018, 2017 one?
Yeah.
I do like that one. And I had fun with kills.
I haven't watched that yet.
Oh. It's a lot more violent and stuff, and like there's some stuff that's kind of dumb, but just like. Also, again, I watched it while like stretching and stuff, so like maybe like I'm not watching it like.
How it's supposed to
sit
be.
it down, like just watch it. Like maybe that's why I think it's like fine. But dude, I fucking hate Ends.
Okay.
I watched it on my birthday in the movie theater. Ends like, when's Michael Myers showing up? And you haven't watched it? You haven't watched it?
No.
Never watch it.
Wait, so when they first brought it back, and it was like, all right, this is a continuation from like I don't know the first one or whatever.
The original one, and they cut to. So
what was that one called?
Sorry.
What was that one? The first one that they brought back.
Just Halloween.
It was okay, yeah. So that one I liked, and then the last two I guess I haven't seen.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Dude, I hated the last one.
A lot of horror movies are just shit now. I find, bro. Like they're just not. I am kind of like an old school slasher guy. Like I like that kind of thing. I'm not. I also was into like the found footage. Like there's some good found footage ones. Like for me, like Blair Witch is one of the best horror movies like of all time.
You ever watch what's it called? It's like The Taking of Deborah Logan or something.
No.
I think is that the title of it? Something similar to that. Like it's like one of those things, like a documentary team documenting this woman with Alzheimer's.
Yeah.
But she's like going crazier and crazier that the movie goes. And like the end is like one of the creepiest shots I've ever seen.
Yeah.
It's really good. I feel like you'll like it.
All right.
But
check it out.
Yeah, it's hard to find good horror movies.
It is. That's
Even the iconic ones, you kind of like. I'm not gonna heat for saying this, but I think all the Friday the 13th movies are bad.
Oh really?
I think they're.
I do like some of them, bro.
Yeah.
I'm a big fan.
I do like Jason Voorhees as a character.
Yeah.
Like, I think his movies are bad.
There's some bad ones.
Yeah.
I definitely think there's some good ones. I just like that genre. There's like a newer one that's kind of, well, I guess it's probably like 10 years old now, but it's called Girl House.
Never seen it.
And it's like this whole house. There's just a bunch of cam girls that live there.
Oh.
And there's just one guy who's like a regular subscriber. He watches regularly, and he ends up seeing that like they make fun of him when they weren't he wasn't supposed to see, and he sees and he gets like angry, and he's like an IT guy, like he deals with like internet. That's what his like 9-to-5 job is. Yeah. So he literally like shuts down their house so they can't like nothing, no communication. Yeah. And then he goes there and just fucking. Oh, bro.
It's interesting.
But it's very old school vibe, and if you haven't heard of it, check it out. Definitely, that's my recommendation, dude.
What's it called? Girl House?
Girl House, yeah.
You ever see His House?
No.
It's on Netflix. It's a good movie. I won't spoil a lot of it because you kind of have to go into it blind like I did. There's some wonky CGI at the end, but you can look past it. What I watched recently. Oh yeah, Terrifier 1 and 2. You ever watch those? Terrifier. No. They're so fucking violent. Okay. It's so brutal. Like the kills stay with you. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's definitely a lot more like gory than it is scary.
How do you feel about Saw?
But I do like them.
They're bringing that shit back. You know, watch it.
I like the first one. You know what I mean?
I think they're bringing back like the original guy, and they're doing like a Halloween style thing where they're like, "This is in between the second and third movie," that kind of shit. You know?
Yeah. So, I don't know. I feel like after the first one, it kind of just got like little stale. It was a lot of horror movies. You know what I mean? Like you know what's up, you know what's happening.
Yeah, I think it just became also just about like the traps, like what fucking weird traps they could be, and it was just like there's no story really to them. Yeah, it was just very. There's a couple of them that I like the first one, the second one, and I want to say it's the seventh one, but I really don't know, bro.
Yeah, like to us, it's not like scary anymore. You know what I mean? Because like these characters are just like pop culture icons. You know what I mean? Like Michael Myers is not scary at all anymore. But like that being said, I did show my like 50-year-old Indian parents the original Halloween. And they were terrified. Yeah? Because they don't know Michael Myers, right? Okay. So I'm like, okay, this fucking movie is scary, right? I always like the movie, right? But I was like, I don't know if it's like super scary, but like, because we know Michael Myers is the character, right? They were My mom is terrified of Michael Myers. I have the mask in my room. In my room. Yeah, she hates it. But, like that was cool to see.
Yeah.
It's like we're so used to like these characters, but they're still scary. Like outside, if you don't know them.
Were you born in Canada?
Yeah, I was born in Canada. Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
Where?
They immigrated here.
Gotcha.
Like late 90s, early 2000s. Around that time. Yeah.
Yeah, my lady moved here from UAE like 10, 11 years ago. And so there was a lot of shit kind of like that where she was just like, just ignorant to so many things in my childhood that I got to like show her all this amazing shit for the first time.
Yeah.
Some reactions like that, you know, some not. But she's definitely not into like horror movies. She has like a real issue with like blood.
Yeah.
Yeah. You want to get into top 5?
Yeah. I'm gonna have to like pull up notes here because I'm very bad at memorizing or remembering.
Do it up,
anything.
bro.
Yeah, man.
That's why I freaking gave you a little bit. I write all my shit down too, so.
Yeah.
Well, certain ones, because there's certain ones. Like, we could start with superheroes if you want. That's one I do, like, every episode.
Yeah.
Just to kind of get people into my world. I don't know if you're into that shit, like, a
I'm
lot, but.
I'm very like, casual with it.
Alright.
But, like, some characters I do like to dive into. Like, number 1 for me is, like, Batman.
Oh, Wicked.
That's
all
obvious,
right.
right? Like, the fucking eye makeup.
Alright, yeah.
But, like, I played through all the Arkham games. They're my favorite set of games.
Fucking so good, bro.
Dude.
I'm playing Gotham Knights right now.
Yeah.
I've been playing it, actually.
Oh.
I don't play video games a lot anymore.
Oh, Gotham Knight. I haven't played it. Is it a continuation of the Arkham thing? I thought it
It's
wasn't.
so there's like what? Arkham, the first one, Arkham Asylum.
Asylum,
City,
City, and then Origins.
Origins.
And then Night.
And then Night. So the first two and Night are made by like one studio, right? So this, I think, is like a continuation from the Origins story or something. Anyways,
Well,
Batman dies.
Yeah.
And so you're playing as like all the... And it's good. It's like the same style game. Like I feel like it'd be better if I was Batman, but I like Red Hood.
Oh,
You know? I can
I like
fuck with
Red
Red
Hood
Hood.
too,
Yeah.
I think Origins is like in that weird spot where it's like kind of canon, but kind of not really. It's like up to them.
It was easily the worst one. My favorite city, though.
I think Asylum was the worst one.
You do, eh?
I actually really like Origins, yeah.
Okay.
I'm one of those guys.
I like playing it online. It was fun to play online.
I never got a chance to play it online. But, I don't understand the hate, you know? It's definitely different.
Yeah.
It doesn't like feel like the other
I didn't
ones.
hate it. Honestly, like those are some of like my favorite games of all time.
Like the Bane boss fight at the end was terrifying. You know what I mean? that was great. I like Night. I broke my ankle one summer. I think I was in grade 10. So I'm like, alright, I'm just gonna finish this game to 240% and get like the golden bat symbol suit.
Yeah.
I did it. I did it with the DLC. I do think City's the best game, right? But like Arkham Knight with the DLC,
Yeah.
like, you get the Mr. Freeze, Ra's al Ghul, all those like other side missions, is the better game because it feels like a complete
Arkham
game.
Knight is amazing.
It feels like a complete game with all those. You know what I mean?
Yeah, and I liked all like the things you could do with like the Batmobile.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
That had a lot of like replayability.
Yeah, it's very fun. You know.
Yeah.
And it like holds up really well. You know, like the graphics hold up, the gameplay holds up. Fucking Riddler trophies though, man.
Oh my god,
like so
dude,
many.
some of them, yeah.
So many. Number 2 would be Spider-Man. I was sick recently, like this year. I thought it was like a viral infection, but it turns out it was like a bacterial infection. So I was like fucked up, and like a week maybe, a week and a half, and like I had to like go to the hospital and get like fucking IVs in my arm.
Shit, eh?
That like saved my life, yeah. But anyways, like needless to say, like there's like a lot of time I was just like on the bed doing nothing. So I was just like, all right, let me just like replay Spider-Man PS4 with the fucking what's the suit called? Amazing Spider-Man suit. Cause I say what you want about those movies. I like the suits. I like the suits. You know what I mean? I like the first one. I like the first Amazing Spider-Man.
Yeah.
I don't like the second one so much.
Okay.
But Spider-Man's a fucking awesome character. Everyone knows what Spider-Man's up. You know, like Peter Parker's like the fucking loser. And, like he has like nothing going for him in his life. Everybody loves Spider-Man. Like that stuff's cool. You know what I mean? That the duality of the character. Number 3, Daredevil. Wasn't big on Daredevil till like the Netflix show.
Yeah.
But oh my god,
right?
man, that show
was good.
Especially season 3. Yeah. Hopefully the Disney Plus show does him right. But
we'll see.
We'll
see.
So.
He was a little... Dude, as someone who even liked She-Hulk, I was like, fuck, what are they... Like, is this what we're getting? Like, this kind of...
I liked him in She-Hulk.
I don't know.
I don't like the yellow suit.
Like,
I know
it's
from the comics.
like, bro, like, some of the... There was, like, one scene in... Actually, I think they did 2 of these style, because in the first season... So, like, he's going to rescue, like, the one boy. It's, like, the first or second episode.
Yeah.
And there's, like, one shot, and he fights for, like, a minute, saves the boy, and it was just amazing. And they, like, reshot it, and, like, just the tone of it. Them introducing Punisher, which I would say, like, for me, Punisher and then the Daredevil show are easily, like, my favorite Marvel shows.
Yeah.
So, like, they're it's big shoes to fill, but they got the same dudes, so, you know, it could work.
We'll see. I'm hoping it does well, but... Who knows? Where are we? Number 4 is Wolverine.
Yeah.
Just a cool guy.
Yeah,
I liked him as a kid. His claws, he does cool guy shit.
He's supposed to be coming back in Deadpool.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to. He got the yellow suit on.
Yeah, dude.
Speaking of cool guys, I was driving to Battle Arts the other day,
and
I saw this guy on a motorcycle with a guitar on his back. I'm like, yo.
No helmet.
Every 8-year-old kid thinks this is like the coolest guy ever, dude. That's somebody's uncle right there. That's fucking... Wolverine was real, he's that guy. Last one is just Moon Knight. Moon Knight. I thought he was like a joke character at first. That's why I was super into him. Then you like, see his comics and like, it's so interesting with the split personalities and stuff. Like, it's not a hero when you think about it, you know what I mean? It's just, like, it's just a crazy guy in a costume. Which like lends itself to like very interesting stories. Like at work, I read this comic book. It's like he's imagining Spider-Man, Captain America, Wolverine. He's like A-list superhero, like talking to him, needing his help and stuff. Comic itself was fine, but the concept was super interesting to me. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like everyone treats him as like a joke. You know what I mean? Like, oh, it's fucking Moon Knight. You know? I really like that. You know what I mean? Because you don't get that in other superhero stories. You know what I mean? In like Marvel and DC at least, there's like a million other ones where like they deconstruct the superhero genre.
I think he's gonna be a bigger part, like moving forward too, like like movie wise and stuff like that.
I wasn't really a fan of the Disney Plus show.
I wasn't. It was the whole reason I got Disney Plus, and I wasn't super crazy about it either. I'll be real.
It took him like away from like the street level stuff that I like, and made him more like big laser fight thing.
That's
you know
kind
what I
of
mean?
like my issue with like Spider-Man currently. Is like I don't know, like I like the Friendly Neighborhood Spider-Man.
Yeah, man.
Like, I get it, bro. You're like Iron Spider. Like, I get it, bro.
Yeah.
It's cool, but like, also it's not.
Yeah.
You know?
It's not.
Yeah, it's becoming kind of lame. Was that 5?
Yeah, it's 5.
I can go through mine quick. Batman, Ninja Turtles.
Oh.
I cheat. I put them all in one spot.
No, yeah.
Red Hood, Arsenal, and Spider-Man.
Solid list.
Those are my 5. What about comedians? Bo Burnham, your guy? Is that your number 1?
He's number 1, man.
Is that your favorite special of all time, Inside?
Dude, I've watched it so many times. I've listened to the soundtrack so many times.
It's so good. Yo, something I find, like, interesting about, like, some of the stuff you said today, and, like, it ties in with this because it was a product of, like, COVID. It's, like, found wrestling, I guess, around COVID time, like, when you really dived into it.
Don't do wrestling history, yeah.
Like, coming up with, like, promos, because of, I don't know.
The short film thing, yeah.
That, being left alone in a house in the woods and coming up with some stuff, or like the Rogers outage, like can't access internet. It's like, sometimes just like you need that escape, that man. Just away from just the noise and clutter and lights and shit that are like around.
If it wasn't for wrestling, I wouldn't have like Instagram, Twitter, and Facebook. It just...
Oh, dude, that's how I got Instagram,
essentially,
like,
you know what I mean?
the day after I did my very first set.
Yeah, it just... You never feel, like, good scrolling through it, you know? It's just like, oh, that's funny. And then at the end, you're just, like, tired, you know what I mean? Like, I always find, like, I think of the best shit when I'm just, like, left alone.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah,
like,
dude.
And, like, that is just kind of just, like... Even without scrolling, it's, like, if someone's messaging you all the time, you got, like, this person's calling you, this person's texting you, this person's doing this, this person's doing this, it's just, like... It's fun to just, like, unplug and just be with yourself for a little bit, you know? Like,
yeah, man.
I'm gonna do it one day.
And there's lots of benefits, man.
I'm gonna do it one day, just, like, delete everything, just, like, for, like, a week. Just be with myself. Like, just me in my car and just drive to weird places. I do want to do it before, like, I die, but, like, it won't be anytime soon, because I can't just tell work, hey, I'm not gonna show up, because I'm going on this, like, spiritual journey and stuff, you know?
So, just since you're bringing that up, school photographer.
Yeah.
Okay. Any like horror story kind of like worst case scenario that you've ever been involved in where it was like, cause like
Oh,
you're
man.
dealing with young kids, right?
Oh, where
like
do we
there's gotta
start?
be,
Like-
yeah.
Okay. So.
Cause I've only been on the kid side, you know what I mean? And I was probably a dink myself, I imagine, where he'd be like, "All right, this," and then
I never get mad or like yell at them. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? Because like I don't want to do that. One,
Yeah.
it's just photography, bro. It's not that serious. You know what I mean?
right.
And
they're kids also.
yeah,
like
they're. I don't expect them to know much. You know, and it's also kind of like. It's cute, man. Like, they're like waddling around, falling over. Like, just give me the card and like sit down there.
yeah.
Like, they don't understand what's happening. But there's one. I'll tell you one horror story. It was like the first picture of the day. So in comes like this kid in, I believe, kindergarten, and he was like special needs. So he had like a helper with him, right?
Mhm.
The helper is not helping at all. So like he has like snot covered all over his face. And I was like, I can't take his photo like this. You know what I mean?
Parents aren't gonna pay for it.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, she's like, oh, like, oh, I don't have a tissue anywhere. I don't know what to tell you. He like, he starts eating it. I'm like, okay, this is the thing that's happening now. Do you
Yeah,
want to
yeah,
address
yeah.
this? He like blows on one side of his nose. It's like all over his face. And I'm like, okay, I'm like, yeah, you can just bring it back later, and I'll take the photo anytime you want to.
Mhm.
Like, yeah, sir. But like as he leaves, he like rubs it on the stool and on the light, and that's my shit. So
Yeah,
like,
yeah,
they
yeah.
gave me that. So like, then, like for the first 20 minutes of the day, I'm stuck cleaning this up, and it's just like, what the hell, bro? I don't blame the kid at all. It's just like,
Yeah.
you should be aware that like, he's gonna need assistance for this. You know what I mean? On a lighter note, it's like a middle school. It's like standing photos. There's one kid of like he like gray sweatpants, and like the front of them were wet, and I'm like, hey dude, do you want to like go to the washroom or anything? Change clothes? He's like, no, I'm okay. I can't help but notice he's like the front of your pants are like wet, and it's very obviously piss, right? He's like, oh no, I spilled water on myself. I'm like, you sure? He's like kind of nervous and stuff. So I'm like, I think he pissed his pants. You know, so it's like, okay, like I'm already like behind schedule as is, and there's like a huge line right there. I'm like, all right, man, do you want to take this photo right now? He's like, yeah, sure. Okay, we're doing this. Click, click. Took the photo with his pants soaking wet. His parents probably saw it, but that's one of my favorite photos ever. Because like, imagine as a parent, you get it back. He's like, dude, well, come on, bro.
Yeah.
Your fucking pants are wet.
All right, but comedians. Where are we at? That's what we're doing, right?
It's Bo Burnham number one.
All right.
I take character stuff from him all the time. I think he is fucking brilliant. I touched on it earlier. I won't repeat myself that much, but like I love him. He's awesome.
Even before the Inside Special.
Yeah, he's so
The one
it's
before
so
that was
creative.
great.
It's so creative. Like I would correct me if I'm wrong, but was there ever anybody before in stand-up comedy who integrated like songs, like the keyboard and everything?
I mean, a little bit, not on that level. There was another guy, I haven't heard, his name was Dimitri Martin, and he did a little bit of it, but he didn't die, like, Bo's died, like, he dove right in, you know? He's just kind of, I don't know, getting his foot wet, I guess, you know? But similar, but not all the way.
So,
Bo's very unique.
number 2 is Bill Burr.
Yes.
I fucking love him. I love listening to going like rants and stuff about his like everyday life and stuff. Just the angry man.
Yeah.
Yeah. He's fun. Number 3, Andrew Schultz.
Nice.
I like his like crowd work specials and
Yeah.
stuff where he's like riffing.
It's wild that he'll do it. You have to be really good at crowd work to put that shit in a special. Bro.
Yeah.
That's all I'm saying.
He's so witty. He's so like, quick with it.
Yeah.
Like I could never do that. You know. I appreciate him so much. Like the work he does. He's also funny. You know what I mean?
He is.
He's very funny.
Yeah, and he's done a lot of things just like his own way.
Yeah.
Without compromising shit,
Yeah.
and I love that. Yeah.
Yeah. Number 4 is Theo Vaughn.
Nice.
That's Christian boy.
Yeah, right?
Yeah, he's popping off right now on like the internet and stuff. Like everyone's like sharing like clips of him and stuff. He's great, man.
It's funny. He's just got a lot of those like just 10-second videos, just clips of his podcast or whatever, and fucking he just says random funny shit, and that's why he's probably so well known to a lot of people now.
It like catches you off guard every time. It's like this one clip I saw like online recently. Some guy's like he tried to like like kill himself with like taking like a bunch of multivitamins, but like he lived.
Oh yeah.
Devon's like, what'd you get? Just like better?
Yeah. I've seen it. Yeah. Yeah, dude. I met him like a few years ago, and like he fucking. Yeah, he's a real guy. Like, he's the real deal where, like, he's like us. Where, like, he finished his show. And, like, I was just standing around with my lady. We're like, all right, let's let everybody leave. Then we'll call our Uber.
Yeah.
And he just kind of walked out. And, like, we were chatting. Like, he was just, you know. And he wasn't happy with his shit. Like, he was on. Yeah, he thought he sucked. And I was like, dude, like, you just. Like, this was great, you know? And he was like, nah, blah, blah, blah. And I just kind of fucking.
That's the thing, right? With, like, any entertainment field. You just, like, you look back at it, and it's like you're critiquing everything. And it's like, this could have been better, this could have been better, this could have been better, this could have been better. And then, like, you work on it for the next special, right?
Yeah.
It's like, I can't watch any of my own matches back. Or, like, promos, you know what I mean? I hate them all. I think they're all shit. I think I'm a very shitty wrestler.
Really?
You know what I mean?
Wow.
Yeah. It just, I don't know if it's a good thing. Because, like, you do, like this could have been better, this could have been better. And then you implement it next match, you know?
I think pros and cons, like, it pushes you to get better,
I mean,
you know?
Yeah, no wrestler's perfect.
But
Besides,
then, like when you're
Hart.
good, you can't really, like, accept the... You can't accept that.
And number 5, George Carlin.
Hey, all right. We have... Yeah,
So
that's awesome.
So quick with it.
We have quite a few of the same dudes. My 1 is Joe Rogan.
Mm-hmm.
My 2 is Chappelle.
Yeah.
My 3 is a guy from Oakville named Mark Forward. He does like writing for shows. He's on Leonard Kenny and Mr. D and then I'm going Carlin.
Yeah.
And Bill Burr.
Nice.
But Theo is like, if I was doing top 10, Theo would for sure, like, he'd be up there. I recently got like into Shane Gillis over like the last year. If you don't know who that guy is, he just came out with a Netflix fucking thing. Yeah. He has a great bit about, this is how I discovered him. My buddy, like, we just send random shit to each other. I work with him. And like, it was just him talking about, so he was a coach for the Special Olympics, I guess, basketball team, men's basketball team.
Yeah.
And so he's talking about that, and then like the whole, I don't want to go like word for word what it is, but he's basically saying like, you know, these dudes love 2 things, tits and John Cena, you know, and he's basically calling John Cena like the angel of death to those guys. He's like, if you fucking see Cena, you fucking run, you know what I mean? Like, and there's more to it, but it's super funny, and that was the joke that got me into him. And there's a little bit of that in the Netflix special. But let's do dream matches. I'll go first with this one, because I'm just basically putting people that, like, I'd like to see you wrestle.
Oh, a dream match. Okay, yeah. Okay.
This is, like, when we're talking dream matches, what did you do? Did you do people you'd like to wrestle?
I did, okay, so first of all, I did, like, 2 lists here. I did, like, realistic ones that could happen in, like, 1 or 2 years.
Okay.
And ambitious ones that most likely aren't going to happen. So.
All right. Okay, so yeah, I'll do mine, and then you can do both of yours. Number 1, Darby Allin. Number 2, Malachi Black. Kind of cool. Maybe we can get into it when you do your list about like your time down in Florida training with him or whatever. Dexter Loomis is my number 3. Kenny Omega's my number 4.
Wow.
And then, because I wanted to, you had that match with Alexia Nicole.
Yeah.
I was like, fucking Abaddon, bro.
Oh.
I could see you wrestling Abaddon. That would be like a nice fucking...
That'd be a cool character clash right there.
Yeah, dude.
Okay, so which list do you want first? The realistic ones
Whatever.
or the ambitious ones?
Yeah, it doesn't matter.
We'll go with the ambitious ones, you know?
Okay.
Number 1 is CM Punk.
All right.
He's my favorite wrestler of all time.
Okay, so what do you think about all this business?
I think it's not my business because I don't work there, you know what I mean?
All right.
So it's like, I don't know, I just feel like I'm not big on people online like picking sides and like attacking other people.
Yeah, and like the wrestling community is some of like they're bad sometimes, dude.
I mean, it's bad on Twitter, but like in real life, you like meet wrestling fans, they're so like happy to be like.
Oh yeah, that's a different thing. Yeah.
It's whatever, man. I don't like to involve myself in like wrestling drama and stuff.
You think he'll go back
or like
to WWE?
Hopefully he does.
I think Vince has always been the guy where it's like, and he still seems like he has some weight, especially since they have like that what is it, TKO now?
Yeah.
So like, I don't know. I could see it happening.
As a fan, I do want to like see him wrestle again. You know what I mean? And as a wrestler, I do want him to keep wrestling so I
Yeah.
can wrestle him. You know
Right.
what I mean?
Right.
That'd be like one of those moments. It's just like
I got to see him at Forbidden Door, so I at least got to see him.
I got to see him live too. Yeah.
Yeah.
The match against Kojima, I loved it. That was great. Yeah, that'd be like. It's very ambitious, you know, but like he was the guy who got me like really into wrestling, and
Mm-hmm.
it's hard to imagine like me standing across the ring from him, but like, it is like a, not a goal, but like it's on that list of like goals that like, it's probably not gonna happen, but if it does happen, it'd be pretty cool.
Hey, Kevin Owens wrestled Stone Cold, bro.
Yeah.
So, you know,
Yeah.
don't take it off the table.
Number 2, it's Johnny Gargano.
All right, okay.
When I was in high school, really big Gargano fan because you know Punk left. I was like, okay, who's the guy for me now? It's like, Gargano. He's so good, so good. There's not much I could say there. Just like I was a huge fan of him in like high school, and I think he's very talented. I can like learn so much just from wrestling him and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Number 3 for the best wrestler in the world, Bryan Danielson. You know, same thing with Gargano. I think he's very fucking good, and it would be very exciting to wrestle him. I just want to wrestle people who are like really good, like show me just everything.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Number 4 is Malachi. Down in Florida, listening to him talk about wrestling, he thinks about it differently than other people do. You know what I mean? Like, I'm very grateful for that trip he made down to Florida with like training at like TJ's place and then Malachi's place. Malachi is like, it was like there was in ring, but it was more so just like him talking about wrestling, and like that was very valuable. Like having like notebooks and writing this shit down.
Yeah.
Cause like, his brain just like goes and goes and goes and goes. Like he could probably talk about wrestling for like years if you just let him talk. You know.
Mm-hmm.
He's so knowledgeable. Like I definitely do want to go back to Florida to like train down there again, right? Like I'm super jealous of like the people who live in Florida.
How long are you down there for?
I was there for 2 weeks only.
Yeah.
Yeah, but like that was the week his school opened, so we were so fortunate. You know what I mean? Like people that live down there, like they just like he's just a resource for them there, and like every week you gotta talk to Malachi Black about wrestling. I'm so jealous. But like I'm very appreciative too, like the stuff we have up here in Canada. Like I love Battle Arts.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I fucking think it's a great place to like train and learn. There's a lot of good coaches there, like Foyers and Saber, Jody, even Anthony, you know?
Mm-hmm.
He hasn't been coaching in a while, but like if he does come back, he has so much knowledge, you know? What was the last one? Oh, last one's a fun pick. Jake Roberts.
All right.
I think Jake's
All right.
awesome. I think Jake is awesome. I watch his heats all the time and study it. Like the way he moves, it's so cerebral and like deliberate. Like in the shine, he'll take an ass kicking, but when it's time to like put heat on, he's like a killer. You know, I fucking love that like switch he makes. That's my ambitious ones.
Okay, is there any... Okay, so you went into wrestling a fan, all right? Since you've learned about, you know, the world, like you got more of like a behind the curtains look, are there any wrestlers that you appreciate now that you didn't before?
So I was always in high school, at least before like when I got super into wrestling, like super into wrestling, like diving into history and shit. I was more of a Shawn Michaels guy than I was a Bret Hart guy.
Mm-hmm.
Like by a far margin. But like now, getting into wrestling, it's kind of switched.
Okay.
And I do think Shawn's really good. I do think Shawn's fucking like, number 2. You know?
Yeah.
Bret's number 1. There's no holes in his game. You know what I mean? Like everything he does, it like looks good. It looks legit. His selling is amazing. You can tell what exactly hurts. He sells the exhaustion super well. I can gush about Bret Hart all the day. Like his matches are like a great study tool for like anyone getting into wrestling. Like really like understanding psychology. Like the match him versus Bulldog SummerSlam '92.
Yeah.
Help me understand like what psychology is to an extent. Like it's even as basic as like Bret does a drop down, Bret does a leapfrog. The second time Bret does a drop down, Davey already saw the leapfrog, so he expects it. He catches the leapfrog. You know what I mean? Like he learned from his past mistake. Like, oh my god, it's such a good study tool. Bret, like hopefully I do get him, like meet him in person, like pick his brain on stuff, because like he is the very best wrestler there ever will be. You know, So good. People I appreciate more now is I always liked him before, but like now I understand like why. It's like Randy Orton.
Mm.
You know what I mean? Very deliberate with his movements. He does move like a snake.
He's so good,
Yeah.
man. I hope he comes back.
Hopefully, man. Like,
Yeah.
it's really sad to see the shit like online. Like he may not wrestle again. Like, his back's fucked up. That's sad, man. Who else is like? It's like all old school wrestlers. You know what I mean? That like you think are like, oh, just lame old school wrestlers as like a kid, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like I fucking love Tully Blanchard. He's my favorite horseman.
Okay,
You know what I mean?
okay. Yeah.
Such a good heel. Such a good heel. Like he does nothing besides like good heel work, right? And gets his baby faces over so well. Blanchard. I like all the horsemen, you know? Like I like Flair and Ole Arn and Ole as a team. Flair, you know how good Flair is, right? I think Savage is great. It's the way he moves, like you perceive him bigger than he is. Like how tall is Savage? Like 6 foot, 5'11", 5'11" maybe, you know? But the way he moves, like he seems like a lot bigger than he actually is. Who else? There's one more name I'm trying to think. Terry Funk.
Okay.
Funk. I liked Terry Funk before for like the hardcore stuff.
Yeah.
But like studying, I'm like, oh, he's also a really good wrestler, you know?
Yeah, it was weird.
Yeah.
I found out like that's how I, knew Terry Funk, the hardcore shit first, and then I was like, oh wait, no,
He's like one of the best to ever do it. Yeah.
Yeah, it's pretty decent.
Great, man.
All right,
Yeah.
So are these the realistic ones
Yeah,
that you're gonna go through?
Yeah, it's realistic ones.
All right.
Yeah.
All right.
These are more so goals, and less dream matches I want to do like in 1 to 2 years.
Okay.
Number 1, Mark Wheeler.
All right.
I think it's a tragedy that he's not signed yet. You know what I mean? He's so fucking good. Number 2, Shane Saber.
Mm-hmm.
Just having him a balance coaching and stuff, you realize like how good he actually is and how knowledgeable he is about wrestling.
Mm-hmm.
And like, I remember I sent him a match a couple months back, and he critiqued it so well, and like I felt like I progressed like 6 months. You know what I mean? He's just so knowledgeable, and like the best way to learn from these guys is like to wrestle these guys. And I did wrestle him like a fair show, but I don't count that. You know,
Yeah,
like
yeah.
an actual match. You know. 3, Cody Deaner.
Oh, okay.
Pretty much goes unsaid. Everyone knows Deaner's great. You know.
You're going back.
Yeah.
You're going back,
Yeah,
bro.
I'm going back. Number 4. I think this was just a cool like dynamic of characters is Kevin Blanchard.
Okay.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Also, he's very good too. Like, what is he like? He's on the PWI recently, right?
He's like the rapper guy. Is he?
Kevin Blanchard?
Yeah.
No.
Who am I thinking of?
The rapper guy? No.
Kevin Bennett.
Kevin Bennett. Yeah.
That's who I'm thinking
Kevin
of.
Blanchard.
Sorry.
Blanchard. Yeah, he's very good. He's very good. And number 5, Judas Icarus.
Okay.
I don't even know him. He's very.
I think he just did
Very
something
chill.
for Top Tier. No, he was a.
No. He wrestled Forza recently in Destiny.
Oh, okay. Maybe that's where I. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Did you end up going to Top Tier?
No, I was at CWF that day.
Oh, where?
Yeah, I went with Amir Jordan.
Cool.
Yeah, that's my realistic list. Hopefully some of these happen.
All right,
you
I
know.
dig. I think Cody Deaner could be like the one that could happen first.
Yeah, hopefully.
I think
hopefully.
that's-
For the longest time, like,
You know?
Fuerza and, like, Tarek were on that list, but, like, thankfully, or, like, gratefully, I wrestled them this year.
Yeah,
And
look at
you
it.
learned a lot. I learned a lot, you know?
Progress,
I learned a
brother.
lot.
All right, let's do artists.
Okay. So some of these are, like, people I see on Instagram, and some of these are, like, very well known. Number 1 is Francisco Goya. I don't know if you know him, but in his earlier career, he made like these very vibrant paintings, right? But due to some like illness or something, he went like deaf, and like in his like later like 70s, he went like crazy just from like isolation. So like he lived in like this barn that was converted into an art studio, and he just fucking went insane. It was like just isolation, going insane. He's like, fuck, I'm an old man now. You know what I mean? So like he painted a series of works called the Black Paintings, literally on the wallpaper of that house. And one of them is very famous, like Saturn devouring his son. I think they're so good. Like they convey so much emotion, and I'm a big fan of like horror art, creepier art.
Yeah.
and it just like it's literally just an artist pouring what he has left of his life onto, like, I was gonna say the canvas, but it's like the fucking walls of his house.
So they preserve the whole barn, or have they taken like?
I believe they just literally just cut the wall out.
Yeah,
you know
yeah,
what I mean?
yeah.
But like, if you ever have a chance to, just check out his like black painting series. They're some of my favorite works ever. Goya's number one for me.
All right.
To the point where I take like character inspiration from him, like going insane and shit. I don't know if
Yeah,
you remember,
yeah.
but like January this year, I filmed a thing where I was like in the roof of Battle Arts.
Yeah.
Just going insane, trying to make the perfect picture. A little bit of inspiration from Goya. He's fucking so good. Number 2, obvious choice, Jackson Pollock. You know, my whole style of art is inspired by him. This character wouldn't exist without him. He's people call it talentless, man, but I think it takes work to like create the art that he created. You know what I mean? Because you see like a random like abstract painting, and like the Pollock one, to me it always looks better. Maybe it's just like the weird artist thing in me. You know what I mean? But like Pollock's work, it holds up. You know what I mean? It's interesting because he laid like the canvas out on like the floor of his like garage, bucket, stick, not even a brush. Really just walked around on the canvas, stringing the paint along. So if you follow the paint, you're literally following Pollock, like when he's not around anymore. He's dead, but he's still like alive through this painting. You know what that means?
Yeah, yeah.
Like, it's called action painting, and you follow like a line of paint, and you're like, okay, he was here, then he was over there, then he was over here, and then he added reds over here, splash that thing there. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
That's just me being a weird artist guy. Like,
No, I get what you're saying.
I have so much respect. Number three and 4 are like people I see on Instagram. Number 3 is Pablo Prada. It's somewhat abstract. It's kind of like that pig thing you have on the wall over there.
Mm-hmm.
But it'll be like creepier. Like he on his Instagram bio says he paints like the evil in humanity, and his work is very creepy but very unique in his own way. I just really like it. I think it looks nice. I think like I'm definitely gonna put when I'm like in the spotlight and actually when I'm like doing well, I'm definitely like buy some of his shit and just like hang it in like my house and stuff. You know. Number 4 is like Mark Vega. Highly detailed, highly realistic, mostly like skeletons and like creepier shit.
Mm-hmm.
But like I look at it and like the first time I saw him, I'm like, oh my god, dude, you were so fucking talented. His work, I don't know if it's like pointillism, but how do I say this? It's a very unique style. I'll say that, right? Like I'm just gonna post it because I can't describe this to you.
Yeah, that's all right. Even if I can find his shit, I can like post it in the podcast so people can see what you're showing me.
Yeah, but like it's very highly detailed, uniquely stylized art. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's a very unique style that I haven't seen. Right? Look at this.
Yeah.
The use of all the the dots and everything.
Mm-hmm.
There's I found them recently, but like look at the detail on like the cloth and everything. Someone drew this.
Yeah.
It's like the least abstract thing on this list. But like I'm just blown away by like the amount of effort it took to make that. Number 5, everybody's favorite, just Van Gogh.
Okay.
Everybody likes Van Gogh.
All right.
You look at a painting, like that's a Van Gogh painting. Yeah, it's like Van Gogh. I like his style of art. I watched that movie that they made about him, or like what's his name? Who's the guy who played Green Goblin in Spider-Man?
William Dafoe.
William Dafoe, yeah.
He was him.
Yeah, he was.
Oh wow.
He was Van Gogh.
Interesting.
It's called At Eternity's Gate. It's really good. That's
Right.
where that meme comes up. William Dafoe looking up.
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
Interesting. All right, bro. For me, I got I'm into comics. So a couple dudes. First one is Greg Capullo.
Oh.
Responsible for like my favorite Batman series and like a bunch of other stuff.
He's the guy who worked on Court of Owls, correct?
Yeah.
I fucking love the art in
Yeah,
Court of
yeah.
Owls. It's awesome.
Met him, just a really cool dude. And then I'm going Mike Shinoda, who is the rapper from Linkin Park, and he does like graffiti stuff. Let me show you. Actually, I have it as see my like background.
Yeah.
Like that shit, where it's kind of like what you're saying. It's not like what you were saying before about like just starting somewhere.
Yeah.
And I don't know if it's like one continuous line, but he's like just doing little things. And he'll do that shit for an hour, and then he just has like a wall full of just like bunch of random shit, but it looks really cool. Like, I don't know if you call it a collage or
I get it.
what the fuck it would be called.
I
But
get it. I was so close to putting Kurt Cobain on my list.
Yeah?
Like his art and stuff.
Yeah. Look, just want to shout out number 2, my dude, or number 3, my dude Hitler. No, I'm kidding. I'm joking, bro. Imagine though, like,
his art's bad apparently.
I don't know. Honestly, I've
Yeah.
never really checked it. I'm
on
sure I've seen it at some point, but
yeah, whatever.
Aaron Tagger. He's the guy who did that painting right there.
Oh, nice.
And he was also in a Canadian show called Are You Afraid of the Dark?
I've heard of it. I've never seen it, though.
Yeah, and he was just one of those fucking dude. He was doing a lot of like theater, and like all these young kids would just like. I went to a art show at his house. He was going through some like health problems.
Yeah.
And first of all, he's like that old dude that like young people hang around and like just. They're a sponge and just soak up like his wisdom because he just has so much insight into shit. But like I've never seen so much like art in one place. Like his whole, I'm not joking, dude. Like he lived like, I don't know, like kind of like Woodbine and Queen area in this like these old school, like the houses have been there for like at least like 100 years. And so they're really cool looking already, but then he has just like art like up the stairs, like on the side, like obviously the stairs, are leading from the main level, and he just has like little things. I mean, just like post-its, and he's not. These things aren't all framed. Do you know? Like he just like some of them are just in with like a staple or some shit.
Yeah.
You go to his basement. There's like hardly anywhere to walk because like think of like. If you ever look, I don't know if you buy music, but you're looking at like vinyls or even like comic books or something, and you're kind of like flipping. Yeah. Like there was just art that way, but like the entire floor of his basement, like every single wall, like there was never like very very little open space. Like see above like the top thing of DVDs and the second thing, like all that little space in between, like he would have filled that, and he was just that's where I got that.
That's so cool.
And like you'd ask him about something and he'd like go on for like 15 minutes explaining like his inspiration behind, just fucking amazing. Anyways, Aaron Tagger, he died a few years ago. Just Toronto legend, super underappreciated artist from Canada. Jim Lee is my number 4. Mm-hmm. Most people know who Jim Lee is. And then I guess this is my Van Gogh, Salvador Dali.
Yeah.
That's how I feel when I say I'm like, oh, that's a Dali for sure. Yeah. Van Gogh's fucking solid too, but I don't know. Like he was like the first like weird shit that I saw that I was like, what in the like? How do you come up with that? You know?
Yeah.
All right. Slipknot songs. Let's end with that, dude.
This fucking list, man.
Yeah.
Like, oh my god, it changes every day.
Okay.
And when I say it, it's probably gonna change tomorrow.
Yeah. And that's fair.
Let me pull this up. Like it changes so often. But as of now, September 30th, 2023, 6 p.m. Number 1 is Scissors.
Okay.
I think it's 8 minutes long.
Mm-hmm.
So, and Corey Taylor pours so much emotion into that song. His voice goes from so many fucking levels so quickly. And it's by far the creepiest song Slipknot ever released.
Yeah.
And he pours so much into it, like, at the end, you hear him cough and yell. That's actually him vomiting, because he fucking exerted himself so much.
Mm.
I must respect that. I love the beginning, the way it flows. It's like, I played Dr. Fool. And then it goes to, like, the growling and stuff. I think that's, like, you see that song, you're like, this is Slipknot. This is Slipknot. Number 2 is Left Behind on the Iowa album. Mm-hmm. Very popular album. Left Behind is just a good song, like similar to Scissors. Like this is a very like Slipknot song. The growling's on point. Like I like Slipknot's at their best, I think, when they're able to mix like the aggression with the melody. And like I feel like
they're so good at that.
Yeah,
too.
Left Behind does it perfectly. You know what I mean? Which is why they're so successful. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's a very unique sound to them. Number 3 is Unsainted.
Mm-hmm.
This is actually discovered Slipknot. I went to that NXT takeover in 2019, and in Toronto, and the song for the pay per view was "Unsainted" by Slipknot.
Oh, really?
I'm
Okay.
like, I like this song. And I just listening to these pay per view theme songs. Like, let me get into metal. And I played Slipknot's "We Are Not Your Kind" album. Then I heard "Birth of the Cruel." I'm like, what the fuck is this? And that's how I got into metal and stuff.
Yeah, all right.
Yeah,
Dope.
that song. Number 4 is Kill Pop.
Okay.
For the longest time I thought he was singing about a girl or something, but then you dive into it, singing about his relationship with the music industry. I'm like, oh my god, it's so artsy. I love it. Kill Pop's awesome. It's I think it's the best song on that Great Chapter album, and that's saying a lot because I think the album's really good.
That is a great album.
Yeah. And number 5, My Plague.
Okay.
Lyrically, I think it's great.
Yeah.
The line is I don't mind being ogled, ridiculed, made to feel minuscule when you consider the source is kind of pitiful.
Mm-hmm.
That's fucking great. I fucking love that. Slipknot's one of those bands. It's I can't you first listen. I can make out some of the lyrics, but I can't. And then once I check them out, listening to the song, this adds so much because you can tell they put so much time and effort into all of these lines.
Not even just the lyrics, everything to do with Slipknot,
yeah.
the way things look.
Yeah.
Oh man, yeah, yeah.
You hear everything in the background. Listen to the background noise. You hear fucking clown on the fucking percussion thing. Bang, bang, and it adds so much to the song without even realizing it.
Yeah.
I do think this will be successful without the masks, but I do feel the mask helps.
I like
you know
the
what I mean.
masks,
It adds
man.
it adds an aura to them. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Yeah, not a lot of people are doing that shit. I saw Mushroom Head, was it earlier this year? I don't know. But, for the longest time, I was like, oh, bootleg fucking Slipknot? Get out of here. Bro, they were fucking so good. And their masks, I don't know. I'm over it now, because I'm like, oh, I only really know 2 bands that do that shit. Hollywood Undead did that for a little bit. I don't even know if they're doing it anymore, but I like it, man. I like the masks.
Yeah.
Right.
It's a little fun. Every album it changes, you know.
I love every album too with Slipknot. I'm not even gonna lie. They've been a band that have, I think it was Subliminal Verses where they had they introduced an acoustic guitar for the first time, and I was fuck yeah, we're finally they had to, and everything works so well.
They experiment, man. Every album sounds different than the
last
album.
Yeah, and that's why they've been able to have the longevity they have.
Hell yeah.
Left Behind's my number 1.
Yeah,
I think that's the only one we have in common. But I like all your songs. I'm a big Slipknot guy. Left Behind, just the energy. I really like the video, but just no matter what, it always hits.
Yeah.
Liberate is my number 2.
Nice.
The Nameless.
Yep.
I love the transitions.
Yeah.
You know, and
I know
just
what you mean, yeah.
it's a great tune. Then I'm going The Devil and I.
Yep. And
Wait and Bleed, which is probably, I would say, my introduction to Slipknot. And so it's on there. But, dude, out of all these ones that we did today, this was, the hardest one for me, too.
It's as I said the last, I'm there's Not Long for This World, Liar's Funeral. So many songs, man. So many songs I want to add to this list. It's going to change. It's going to change every hour.
Yeah, for sure. And it's understandable, dude.
Yeah.
All right, let's end with one of these, dude.
These cards.
Ding, ding, ding. All right. You can take one, too.
Okay. Let's take this one over here.
Oh, this is lame.
So, you guys both these questions, or just one?
Yeah, we can do both. We'll do both. Whatever. You want to go first?
Yeah. When have you tried out for something? How did it go? So, I've actually tried out for I don't know, the first thing I thought of was just school teams and stuff. Nothing, you know? Wrestling team, I was on for 2 years, but that team was kind of just you show up. Alright, you guys are on the team. And I was into theater a little bit in high school, but that kind of just came taking drama class.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. This card's kind of boring.
All right. What was the question again?
What have you ever tried out for something? How did it go?
Oh yeah. So I was in Long and McQuaid one time.
Yeah.
In Brampton, the one on here, Ontario, or Main Street. and just like fucking around with guitar, and I heard some guy talking. It was like a son and his dad, and they were like in a band and looking for a singer, and that was like my thing in high school. Like I did talent shows and was like the singer for like whatever. I had a couple bands in high school and stuff, and wasn't into anything. I like at one point, because I'm super into nu metal.
Yeah.
And so like a lot of the stuff I was writing was like raps to be over like heavy guitar and shit, because that's just what I wanted. And then when I left my last band, because we were like clashing on like style ideas, I was like, I'm gonna be a fucking rapper, bro.
The water all over myself.
All good, dude. You're wearing black, and it's not too bad. And so I was just kind of gonna do that. I was pursuing music a little bit, making beats and fooling around with the guitar and Long and McQuaid that I wanted, and I heard that, and so I tried out for like the band, but like they weren't willing to do any songs that like every song that I was like, oh, let's do this, and they're like, no, let's do this, and I was like, well, I don't even know the fucking words, and we're like, all right, well, just like look at this phone for 5 minutes, and then like
Memorize it, yep.
You know, and it's like, dude, I can't learn fucking a Red Hot Chili Peppers song in like 5 minutes. You know what I mean? That I don't know already. And so I didn't make it into the band. You know, that's basically how that went.
Damn shame.
It's all right. I found comedy now. I'm good, bro. When have you been a part of a good team? What do you remember about it?
I'm gonna cheat here.
Okay.
I'm gonna say the team at Battle Arts. We all started training together, and for the most part, like most of us are still here together. And you always hear stories like I started training off with these guys, but like eventually they fizzled out, and I'm the only one left. You know. It's only been 2 years. Maybe someone will like drop off, but like it's a good group of like people we have there, and it's a good support system. You know what I mean? Like we all carpool to shows together. It's all fun. It's a group chat. We send wrestling to each other. Like steady chat. You know, even that list. I forgot people like fucking Ali, Daniel, Boris. You know.
All right. No, I don't think that's a cop out.
Yeah.
I don't know, man. It's Sam. I guess mine will be a cop out too. When I was in college, just all the people I went to college with. It's the only thing I could really think of, bro. Like I'm not really an athlete or anything. Yeah, I don't know, man. Like, college was, like, the first time I ever actually, like, studied for a test. We'd all, like, get together, like, a group of us, and we had this, like, way of just, like, we'd make, like, 300 fucking cards, bro. You know, like, little fucking, literally, like, about this size. You know, you get from the dollar store. And they'd just be, like, questions with, like, answers on them. And we would, like, go around and we fucking read it. If one person didn't know the answer, it stayed in this pile. If we all knew, we'd get rid of it. And we did that, bro. And like, bro, I did really well. In high school, didn't do well. But it's kind of different when you're like learning about shit that you're actually interested in.
Yeah.
And so, and I think it also was like, had to do with the people that I was with. So, that's my answer.
Okay.
All right.
What's the most fun you can have for $20?
Yo, man, you know what? I think I'm like somewhat like you, like introverted. Like I do perform and I like that, but then also like I like being by myself. And like recently, the last couple movies I've gone to by myself.
It's nice, right?
And it's fucking wicked, dude. Nice, and like Cineplex Junction now, they have like I don't know if you go, it's by Aaron Mills. It's a little out of your way, I guess, but every seat is a recliner.
Oh, that's nice.
So you just go on like a fucking Tuesday and there's like not a lot of people and you're like, I don't know, man. I'm a simple dude, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah, I guess that's my answer. What about you?
Same. I was like struggling for show. I was searching for ideas, but I guess like a really shit independent show. Show, you know?
Yeah.
It's a really bad one. Or a really good one. You can go to some shows.
There's only the kind of thing where even if you see someone doing it badly, you can learn from them.
Yes, 100%.
Yeah.
100%.
Yeah.
Also, just fun. Like, I've been on shit shows before.
Yeah.
You know? That's kind of my answer. It's kind of hard for me to think of stuff. Because, like, I don't go out much. But I like your answer. Go to a movie by yourself. It's nice. I don't know. Get food.
Yeah, right? Yeah.
Get a large Laziz chicken on the rocks. Go home. Watch TV. You know?
On the rocks. Hold the sauce, yo.
Yeah.
Hold the sauce. No, I know you're a sauce lover. Okay.
Extra sauce, dude.
Is variety important to you, or are you a creature of habit?
In certain places, yes. Other places, no. So it'll be like I eat the same shit every day. You know what I mean? That's how I like it. Every morning is oatmeal. You know, go to work, it's like rice and some form of meat. And then if I have time to go home, it's like eggs. If not, it's shake. And then at night, same thing, rice and like fried chicken. I enjoy that, like having the same thing every day. Because like, first of all, like I'm the type of person like I have to eat something different every day, which I like. It's easier for like healthy eating and stuff.
Yeah.
But like variety wise, like fuck yeah, man. Like I like my schedule to be different every week. It's nice because like for work I go to like different locations every day. You know what I mean? And like for wrestling, you drive up to these different places every day. Like it's like one week like, oh, I'm going to Barrie this weekend on the Saturday, and then like Beaverton on like a Sunday or some shit. I don't know why they never run on Sundays. They run on Fridays, unfortunately. But stuff like that, right? Like no, next weekend, like oh, I guess I'm going to Quebec. You know?
Yeah.
And like Quebec's a shit place anyway. Like,
if you don't speak French, especially, bro.
Some places are nice though. Like some places, like it's nice going to Northland. Like the drive is nice because like it's like isolated and empty, and it's like the show's nice there because like it's all people like nothing else better to do, and it's like they're like super hot for stuff.
Yeah, they always have good turnouts.
I go help out like C4s and stuff. Like I was booked on one, and like, that crowd is super hot, and so I was just like drunk college kids. So it's fun like seeing like the different like crowds and like every place you're at. I like that, like just going to different places every weekend, experimenting with stuff, and like yeah. For the most part, I'm just boring though. Like I just stay inside, watch wrestling, make art.
All right. I don't know if it's boring.
Yeah.
I wouldn't say your life. I don't know. Your life doesn't seem too boring. I think I'm more. Obviously, like it's not an absolute. Like I'm definitely a little bit of both, but I would say I don't know, way more of I like a routine, and sometimes like so much where it's like if my routine's like thrown like off just like a little bit, it fucks with me for like the rest. And I'm getting better. Like I've had a daughter for like almost. Like, you know, around 5 months now.
Yeah.
And, like, just because... That's basically, like, my cold shower. It's, like, my like, I can't control everything that happens. And it's just going to be, like, kind of like a mind over matter thing. And just deal with whatever comes my way. Because she's a fucking baby. So I'm getting better at it. But I like routine. I like knowing... you know, what my month is going to be like. Like, I like knowing what I'm doing in October, you know, at the beginning of September. Do you know that kind of shit?
Yeah.
So, yeah, I don't know. But also, like, mixing it up never hurts. You know, I definitely have a lot of things that I do on a regular, but I don't know. I like to throw a
I guess you got
stick in the gears every once in a while. Just try some new shit.
You got, like, responsibilities with, like, the kid and stuff, you know?
Yeah.
I'm, like, 20 and just... I remember one time I was driving to an indie show and Ahmed's like, "You want to go wrestle in Quebec tomorrow?"
Tomorrow?
Like, yeah, sure.
Yeah, all right.
Tomorrow, let's go.
That's wicked, though.
Yeah, it's fun.
Hey, dude. Well, I guess we'll wrap her up. You can let these people know where to get at you if you like.
All right, you can stalk me at like Instagram, just Rajan Husher. Facebook's Rajan Husher too, which I finessed that somehow because I think it has to be like your real name on Facebook.
Yeah.
Which they just let me go with Rajan Husher. So
it sounds real.
Yeah, sounds real enough. You know.
Yeah.
Twitter's just Rajan Husher too. I own Rajan Husher. Nobody else is named Rajan Husher.
They actually use Twitter?
No.
I don't have Twitter.
All my socials are the same. It's all it's like the video that goes on Instagram is gonna go on Twitter. It's gonna go on Facebook.
I got you.
You know what I mean?
Cool. Well, dude, thank you for being here.
Thank you.
Appreciate you, guys. Like always, this podcast is brought to you by Neon Light District. Hit them up. Use code PillowTalk to save 10%. Best time to take a drink. And by the Great North Apparel. Hit them up. Use code PillowTalk to save 30%. Go get your tickets to the monthly show. It's on the 21st. I have... hold on. Let's look at the calendar here. I have Lafiteria on November 4th. And then... my debut show at the Rec Room at Square One on November 9th, which is a Thursday. But that should be good. That show's called Knee Slapper City. It's kind of like a show. This is kind of like my announcing of it. But there's going to be 3 judges. me, my friend Laura, maybe mix up Laura every once in a while because she lives in Toronto and is a parent, so I imagine someday she's not going to be able to. But the big thing is that an audience member gets to be like part of the show, brought on stage, gets to like judge every comedian, critique them after their set. And yeah, that's called Knee Slapper City, November 9th. Raj, thank you for being here, brother. And I'll see you in 2 weeks, guys. Peace the fuck out.